Illustration number 4. Journalize the following transactions of Mrs. Mallika Fashion's house and post the entries into the ledger. In this illustration, I am going to introduce the ledger preparation also. Passing the journal entry, then later I am going to prepare the ledger. Ledger is nothing but grouping the account. Grouping the account. Yeah, first entry being business started with cash. Business started with cash. Capital, right? So, capital entry is very simple, no? This is date 5th June. Capital is introduced at rupees 2 lakh. So, cash account debit to capital. Cash account debit to capital. Cash account debit to capital. Of course, this is user friendly. You can answer in the chat box also. Cash account debit to capital. This value being 2 lakhs. I put the value in thousands, 200,000s. Is that okay? I omitted 3 zeros. 8th June, opened a bank account with Syndicate Bank. 8th June. So, bank account debit to cash account. These are the transactions already completed in detail. Here my intention is to make you understand the ledger posting. So, this will be worked out faster. If you have any query, you can go back and refer the earlier one. Bank account debit to cash. This value being 80,000. And on 12th June, goods purchased on credit from Mrs. Gulmohar Fashion House. Credit purchases. So, purchases, as it is a credit, the party's name should be taken. So, 12th. Purchases account debit. Purchases account debit. Purchases account debit to Gulmohar. Okay. Gulmohar. The value being 30,000. The value being 30,000. On the same date, one more transaction. Purchase office machines paid by check. So, we purchase the office machines. Okay. Machines account debit. Machines account debit to machines account debit to bank. Payment is by way of check, no? So, automatically I have to credit to bank account. The value being 20. 18th, rent paid by check. 18th, rent paid by check. So, the entry being rent account debit to bank. Rent account debit to bank. Okay. This value being 5,000. This value being 5,000. And 20th, sale of goods on credit to Mrs. Mohit Brothers. Credit transaction. So, party's name should be there. And sales should be credited and Mohit Brothers should be debited. So, on 20, the entry being Mrs. Mohit Brothers. Mohit Brothers. The value being 10. To sales. Value being 10. Value being 10. And on 22nd, cash account debit to sales, right? 22nd, cash account debit to sales. Cash account debit to sales. The value being 30. 30 or 15? Okay. 15, right? So, 15,000. Cash account debit to sale 15. And 25th, cash paid to Mrs. Gulmohar Fashion House. We have made the payment to Gulmohar. So, Gulmohar account debit. Okay. Gulmohar account debit to cash. To cash. This value being 30,000. 28. Received a check from Mrs. Mohit Brothers. So, we have received the check. 28. Bank account debit. So, we received the money. So, bank account debit to Mohit Brothers. To Mohit Brothers. The value being 10,000. The value being 10,000. Apart from that, 30th one being salary paid. 30th one being salary paid So salary account debit to cash. Salary account debit to cash. This value being 6,000. 6,000. Journal entry posted, but the next question is you have to post that too. This is called journalizing or preparing the journal entry. Now from this I am going to post the items in the ledger. Ledger is nothing but grouping. Ledger is nothing but grouping. Okay, let's see here. How do I prepare the ledger? In the case of ledger, we have two sides, debit and credit. We have two sides, debit and credit. Right. Okay. I'll just name that. Normally, journal entry will be posted in one side, one page. When it comes for the ledger, it may be posted in the both the side. This is ledger book. This is ledger book. Ledger book. The left hand side is named as debit and right hand side is named as credit. Now see how I am going to make the posting. Let me first of all start with the posting the cash account here. Now tell me, what is the cash balance we have after these transactions? In the very beginning, cash is introduced as a capital with the 200 rupees. Now my question is, how much cash balance is available after these transactions? In the fifth transaction, 200 came. In the eighth transaction, out of that, 80 rupees is transferred to bank, so 120. Then 22nd transaction, cash is also comes in because of the sale 15, add back. In 25th, the cash goes out, should be subtracted. So you have to do all the plus or minus to find out what is the cash balance you have, right? So as I already told you, the journal entry is posted in the date wise. Journal entry is posted date wise. Journal entry is posted date wise. But my intention is to find out what is the balance of particular account. Right. Now, already guided you the accounting cycle. Okay. In the accounting cycle, journal entry is posted in date wise. From there, I am going to prepare the ledger. In the preparation of ledger, I am going to what? Find out what is the balance of each and every item separately. How much cash balance I have. How much Gulmohar account balance is there. So those things will be identified just like a normal summing up, but there is an accounting process. That process is named here being the ledger posting. So such a way also I am going to find out now. Right. What is the cash balance we have? Come on, tell me. 200 debit, 80 subtracted, then the balance being 120. Okay, 120. And then here is cash 15. Debit means add. 120 plus 15, 135. Again, in 25th, 30 is subtracted. 105. Again, you have to subtract another 6. So 99 will be the closing value. See, 99 is the closing value. How much cash you have? 99. Rather than finding this way, there's a systematic approach. That approach is going to be now guided you, which is called ledger posting. This is called ledger posting. Because in one word question, it's asked this way also. Okay, this is asked this way also. Journalizing is for what? Posting is for what? Posting is for ledger posting, journalizing for passing the journals from the transaction. So that question also asked in the examination. So be careful with that. So first of all, I want to know what is the cash balance I have. So take the cash. That will be written this way. Cash account. Cash account. Cash account. That's how we'll write now. That value will be posted. The value is in the debit side now. The value will be posted in the debit side as 200. 200. Clear. Now tell me, what about this 200 all about? This 200 rupees came in the cash account is nothing but amount collected as the capital. Okay, represent that being capital. This is the process. If the cash account shows 200 rupees in the debit side, put that value in the debit side. Number one. Number two, To represent what is this 200, the opposite, the credit side name will be now named here. So usually we'll start with the 2 capital, 2 capital. The opposite name will be noted here. Similarly, let me show the next posting here. 80 rupees is there, cash. I am going to pick only the cash. If the cash shows the balance in the credit side, put that value in the credit side. Here it's a credit, so I post that value in the credit side. What I have to do? What is all about the 80? That 80 is nothing but amount deposited into the bank can be identified with the opposite item, means debit item. So I have to write here the debit item. I usually write starting with the buy bank. I start with the buy bank account. Usually in the debit side I start with the 2, in the credit side I start with the buy. By default in the opposite side you have the 2, but you don't have the buy, but rather than DR is now named as buy. That's how you can easily understand. The next one will be in the case of cash, 22nd is there, okay, 15,000 rupees, which is in the debit side. If the value is in the debit side, put that value in the debit side. But what you have to do, you have to write the other item's name, sales, because we are aware about that the 15 is the debit cash. Okay, what is all about? Why do we get that 15? That 15 is just because of the sales, cash sales. And then 23rd, okay, another 30 rupees is there in the credit side. I put that value in the credit side, 30 in the credit side, 30. Is that clear? Named as the opposite term, Gulmohar. Gulmohar. So buy Gulmohar account. And then here is another 6 rupees for salary. Okay, the opposite term being salary, buy salary, buy salary. The value being 6 rupees. This way, identifying all the cash transactions, cash values, and posted in a small group is called ledger posting. Ledger posting. Now, I am going to do the tallying. I am going to tally this. How do I tally? Total this in the both the side. In the debit side, the total being 205. In the credit side, the total being 116. 116. The highest value should be posted in the both the sides. So 215. 215. The shortage in the credit side is 99, named as balance carry down, and rewrite here as balance brought down. Rewrite here as balance brought down. Now cash account has 99 in debit side. It means you have cash rupees 99 in your account by the year end. So we have found out what is the cash balance we have after so much of receipts and payment. That is called ledger posting. While tallying, the highest value of debit and credit should be identified and post that in the both the sides. The shortage value will be named as balance carried on. Whatever the shortage value you identified as a balance carried on should be posted the opposite side as a balance brought down. Now, how do I represent? This is a cash account. This cash account has a balance of 99. What type of balance is that? Debit balance. The balance brought down is in the debit side, means that account shows debit balance. If the balance brought down is in the credit side, that account is credit balance. That's how you can now identify. Cash is identified. Similarly, you have to try to identify the balances of other account also. Now let me go for the capital. I am going to open the new account, capital account. So capital. And in capital account, the value is 200 in the credit side. I put that value 200 in the credit side. Named as opposite account name, cash account, right? The opposite will be cash. So buy cash, buy cash. We don't have any other transaction for the capital, so you can leave it as it is. By tallying also, you will get the same 200 rupees in the credit balance. If it has only one adjustment, only one value, no need to worry about that. You just leave it as it is. Now, let's move on to the bank account. Bank account. So I have to open the bank account here. Okay, bank account. In bank account, the value is 80 in the debit side. I put the value 80 in the debit side. The term used here will be the opposite one, to cash. To cash. To cash 80. Do I have any other bank account? Of course, in 12th we have one more transaction, 20. And it is in the credit side. Put the value in the credit side, 20. I have to name the opposite term. The opposite account is machine. So buy machine will be the word I am using here. Buy machine. Default buy. Whatever the debit value, means debit term, is now replaced with buy. That's all. Buy machines 20. And 18th also we have paid rent. In the credit side we have to put the 5 rupees. The opposite term being by rent will be posted here. And then yeah, of course, that's all. So these are the 3 items only we have in the case of bank account. As we have 1 item in the debit side and 2 items in the credit side. This machine is 30 rupees, I think so. Machine is 20 or 30? 30 rupees, I think so. Right. Once again, let me check. 20 only, no? Okay, 20 only. Correct. Now, 20 and 5. Here is one more bank. The 28th. 2 more hit. 2 more hit. I have to introduce that one also. 10. So that's all. Now I'm going to close this and tally this. So on tallying, the highest value should be posted both the side. Debit side has a balance of 80 plus 10, 90. Credit side I have a balance of 20 plus 5, 25. The highest value being 90 should be posted on the both the side. The shortage value being, how much is that? Shortage value 70, 65. Am I right? That 65 is named as balance carried on. Don't forget to rewrite in the opposite side as balance brought down. Now this is bank account, has a balance of 65. That balance is in the debit side, so debit balance. That's how you can name it. So now we have completed bank account also. After that, we have to introduce a new account called purchases account. So I have to introduce purchases account. I need to know the balance in purchases account. So I am opening that one here. Purchases account. Purchases account. In purchases, 2 gulmohar will be the value. I am going to write 2 gulmohar. Okay. Gulmohar. This value being 30. Any other purchases exist there? No, I have only one purchases. Leave as it is, because the highest value 30 will be posted the both the side. Again, balance carried on will be the side where the shortage is there. Again, if you are rewriting as balance brought down, you will have the same value in the same side. So no need to tally this. And now we'll go for the gulmohar. Gulmohar. So I opened gulmohar account here. Gulmohar. And in gulmohar the value is 30, which is in the credit side, named as purchases, by purchases. And in 25th also we have gulmohar. The value is in the debit side. Put that value in the debit side, 30. To cash. To cash. Finally, if you tally this, automatically it gets closed. No more balance we have. So while purchasing from gulmohar, I purchased in credit, stating that I will pay the 30 later. Sometimes later I repaid that, right? So as repaid, no more entry will be appearing here. That's all. It's closed. Gulmohar balance is 0. Yeah, of course, because of the purchases, I have to pay 30. I have paid. That's all. No more transaction will be required anymore here. Now, the next one being machine account. Machine account. Again, I had to open a new account called machine. So, machine account here. And in machine account, 20 rupees should be in the debit side. So, to bank. To bank. The value being 20. I hope I don't have any other machine account. So, leave it as it is. Leave it as it is. Then I will go for the rent. I have to open the rent account now. Rent account. The value being to bank. The value being to bank. Okay. This value being 5 rupees. 5 rupees. That's all. Only one item over. No need to tally that. Now, Mrs. Mohit. Mrs. Mohit. So, we have to open that account now. Mrs. Mohit. Mohit. Okay. The value is in the debit side. So, put the value in the debit side. Write the other account to sales. To sales. And in 23 also we have Mohit in the credit side. The other account being by bank will be recorded. So I sold to Mohit in credit rupees 10. He has to pay me 10. Sometimes later he paid. On tallying that, in the debit and credit side is tallying that no more balance is recoverable from Mohit. Closed. You have to close that. So we have closed. And then next one being sales. Next one being sales. As such, now we don't have the sales account, so we have to open that sales account as a new one. So sales account, sales account. In sales account, we have to write the opposite one, which is Mrs. Mohit. Mrs. Mohit, by Mrs. Mohit. Okay, this value being 10. And here is also another sales in the credit side. So by cash, one is credit sales, another one is cash sales, 15. That's all. We don't have any other sales. Anyhow, we can tally this. If I tally, the highest value is in the credit side, 25. And in the debit side, no value is there. The entire 25 is shortage. That shortage is named as balance carried on. That will be rewritten in the opposite side as by balance brought down. By balance brought down. This value being 25. Is that okay? Now sales account has a balance of 25. That to credit balance. That to credit balance. Is that clear? Then next one will be cash over. Everything is ticked, means already posted. So you don't need to worry about that. Finally, you have only salary. So I had to open the salary account. So salary account here. Salary account here. In salary account, 2 cash. 2 cash. The value being 6. So the ledger posting is completed. The period end, at the year end, we will just verify how much we have balance in each and every account. In the years long, we have n number of accounts like carriage, sales, purchases, assets, plant and machinery, debtors, creditors. I have to find out the balance of each and every account independently. That grouping and finding the balance of each and every account is named as ledger. Then subsequently a summary is written, that is called trial balance. Of course, in this illustration, tallying and trial balance is not asked. Anyway, let me explain the trial balance also. The trial balance is nothing but writing the summary. Let's see here. Let's see here. So with that, the entire concept, the base concepts will be over. In case of trial balance, you can write this way. This way, right? Let me see here. Now, in case of trial balance. Trial balance is nothing but a summary. A summary. Trial balance. The trial balance, this is the particulars, the first column being debit, second column being credit. You have to write the balances of each and every ledger in the trial balance. Only the balances. The cash account has a balance of how much? 99. Which side that balance is there? Debit side. So, I put that value in trial balance as cash account. Here it is cash account. The balance being 99, I am going to write that value in the debit side. Capital account, the balance is 200 rupees. So I have to write that capital value in the credit side. Okay. In the credit side, 200 rupees. And bank account, the balance is 65 showing in the debit side. So I have to write the bank account here. The value 65 should be posted in the debit side. And purchases, the value is 30 showing in the debit side. So I put the value purchases in the debit side. 30. And Gulmohar got close to no balance, so you don't need to worry about that, so leave it. Machine, 20 rupees is in the debit side, I put the value here. Rent account, 5 rupees here, debit side. Mrs. Mohit account got close to, no need to worry about that, so sales, the value being 25 in the credit side. And we have salary, salary should be in the debit side, value being 6. If you tally this, the trial balance should get tallied. Come on, verify whether it is agreeing or not with what 225 value. Make it faster. 99 plus 65 plus 30 plus 20 plus 5 plus 6. 225, it's matching. This is called trial balance. Is that clear?